Sorry about the technical difficulties. We'll try this one more time.
Hey, we are live now. We've had some technical difficulties, folks. Sorry about that. Azeeman, you're gonna need to. I just added you to the. I just added you to the stream, basically. You were not live on the stream, so we're gonna have to take it back from the top.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna want to take off this overlay too.
Let's hit off the which one?
Like right now, what we're displaying here is we just see the Global Hack Week overlay. So you're gonna want to use the present button to share your screen and stuff.
Yeah, I pressed that, and I pressed share screen, and I pressed my screen. I don't know what's happening. It says I don't have permission to.
Okay, so okay, try again. I just turned off the overlay, so we had us in the branded. Everyone can hear us, by the way.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure of that.
You might need to enable it in your settings to allow Chrome to share your screen.
Yeah, that's enabled.
So you might have to leave. Okay, so I'm going to put the overlay back on. Don't worry, folks. Technical difficulties. Azeem will be back here sharing her screen soon and starting from the top.
We'll try this one more time. I'm so sorry, guys.
Trust me, it's going to be worth it. Just give it a second. Thank you all for your patience. All right, so now you have to click on yourself again to add yourself to the stream. You're just in like the waiting room down there. There we go. All right, you are live with me, and I'm gonna leave here. I'm gonna shut up and go. So, but if you notice here on the side, right, look at where it says brand. Click on brand, and then see how the overlay's there. Just tap it to hide, and then you can bring it back up when you're done.
It's gonna let me share my screen though, even though I gave Chrome permission to. I tried this earlier. Sorry, guys. Sorry, everyone. Give me 1 second. My screen is not trying to share right now. But while we wait, there is everyone from New York, Okay, one last time. Third time's the charm, right? Okay, can everyone see my screen?
No, you have to hide the overlay real quick. So go over to brand on the side, right? And then just tap on the overlay. And then I'm going to hop off.
And press add to stream, right?
Yep, it's highlighted blue. It's called GHW overlay. So go to brand and then look for that and then tap it to hide it. See that? Nope, just click on it again to turn it off. There you go. And then so you want to share. Perfect. You are good to go. We see your screen. And I'm going to disappear. Glad we got this working. Thanks, everyone, for your patience. We are ready to go.
Say thank you to Brandon, everyone. Apologies for all of this. But let's introduce what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about GitHub and Git, and this is my GitHub account for today. We're just going to be going through it, what it is. Has anyone ever heard of GitHub before? You can say yes or no in the chat. All right, I get some yeses. All right, so I'm going to explain what GitHub is for anyone who hasn't used it, hasn't utilized it yet. This is a great resource to post all your code if you have any projects, anything interesting that you've been working on related to programming. You can put it in your repositories. You can put it in projects. There's a little bit of a difference between the two of them. You can create your first GitHub project, both repositories and projects you can share with others and other people can see it. You can also have favorited projects where you can add other people's projects that you think are pretty cool. You can say, oh, I want to follow this project and definitely check that out. So what we're going to do today is create our first little Hello World program and create a repository for that and upload it. So why don't we get started? So we have Visual Studio Code open, you need an IDE, and we're just going to create a new file, and we're going to create a Python program. And all we're going to do is something very simple. We're just going to print hello world. Okay, that's all we're going to do. And then we're just going to run it, and we're going to save it. We're going to save it as hello world 1 and click save. And then we're going to open it. Okay, now we should be able to run it. And we can see that it printed hello world. That's a little squished in between everything. So we're going to make it a little nicer. We're going to create a new line right before hello world and another new line right after hello world. So you can see that it's a little spaced out now and you can read hello world pretty easily. And one way that I'm going to show you how to upload onto GitHub is you can actually just upload from your computer. So we can go and do that. We can do projects or repository. We're going to do a repository right now, and we're going to call the repository name Hello World. And each repository name is a unique name that you're going to give it. So you can't have two repositories with the same name. You want it specified for that project. And we're going to give it a little description. Descriptions are optional. It's not required to give a description on your GitHub, but when you are doing a lot of different programs, a lot of different coding, you definitely want to put a little description so people can see that, and also like a quick reminder to yourself. So we're just gonna say it's our Python hello world. And inside our GitHub, we have two different options. We can make it public or private. If you have the GitHub starter pack for school, you can make a private repository. But right now, we're just going to go ahead and make it public. We're also going to be adding a readme file, just something basic that if anybody wants to look at and say, hey, what does this code do? They can look at the readme file and figure it out. And then we're going to press create repository. All right, and in our readme file, we just have hello world, and we have what it says Python hello world, and this is what it's going to look like for everybody. And we can add in our file, and we can upload it. So we can either drag a file here, or we can choose from the computer. So we're going to see where this hello world is stored, and it's stored in our Python program. So we're going to pull it out from there. And we're just going to open it up. We're going to open up the source path of it. And it's right over here. We're just going to use this out. And like this. Then you should just be able to drag and drag it in. There we go. It should. I don't think there we go, and we have our first hello world in our GitHub. It is very easy to use, and every time you make a change on your GitHub, you can go to your profile and you can see that today we made 3 different contributions. We made 2 commits and 1 repository, and it can tell you which year, when you did it, how long you've been doing it. It's a pretty unique and very cool way to let somebody see what you've been working on, what you've been coding in, what you're planning on doing, what you're following. Very, very cool parts. Another way where we can upload our project is using Git. How many of you have heard about Git before? You can say yes or no in the chat. Yes. Okay, we got one person that knows a little bit about Git. All right, we have a few more people that know about Git. Git is pretty cool. So to check if you have Git on your computer, we're going to use the terminal. And you can do this on Windows, Mac, anything. You just need to go to your terminal and you can just do Git and version. And you can see if you have Git installed or not. And if you don't have Git installed, don't worry. I will show you where you can get Git. So we're just going to look up Git install. And it should be the first link that pops up, and you can download it for your Mac, your Windows, or your Linux machine. Git is a really good way of being able to commit changes, and committing a change means anything that you change. To check if you have Git installed, you just type in Git, G-I-T, space, -- version, version. And if you have Git installed, it will tell you which version you have. You guys can follow along with this too if you want to. You can tell me which version of Git you have. All you need to do is check the version that you have, and if you have it, it'll spit out the version that you have, and if you don't, it'll let you know. Yep. That's great that you have it installed. With Git, you can do a lot of different things. You can commit different changes, you can add different changes. I currently cannot show you on my computer. My Git has been acting up a little bit today. But this website is probably the best website, the Git website itself. It just has a lot of references, has a lot of good ways, and you can connect your Git to your GitHub, in case you guys didn't know that, GitHub and Git. And you can say that, okay, I'm working on my Hello World project, and I want to add a little more changes, and you can do that using Git from your terminal. And that's probably a little confusing to explain in case you guys haven't used Git. I would love to show you right now, but unfortunately my computer will not allow that. But definitely check out this website. I will drop it in the chat real quick on Twitch to see if you guys are interested in using Git. All right, so far, do you have any questions or anything? Nope, no questions. Okay, so why don't you all create a Hello World project? Turns out you don't have Git. Yeah, definitely install it. I think it's very, very useful, very helpful. A lot of different shortcuts. But do you guys think you would be down for trying to create a project on your GitHub account with me? We can create a new little project. Or not. Whatever you guys want to do, whatever you all want to do. All right. Well, now that we went through GitHub a little bit, we can talk a little bit more about its features. You can also follow people that you know and get followers. I definitely recommend if you all are working with anybody for any hackathon coming up or any just general projects, definitely have them follow you and you follow them, and you can create repositories together and all your names can be on it so everyone gets credit for it. Everybody that can see the repository can check that out too. Very, very important. You also have a little achievements badge to see what achievements you have. If you're part of any organizations, I'm currently part of one organization on my GitHub, everyone will be able to see that. But it's a good way for any recruiters, anybody who is looking for a job. It's a great place to post any code and any information you have on yourself when it comes to coding onto GitHub. And also, a lot of people don't know this, GitHub gives you a free website that you can create and customize and use on your own. And that's something that's really, really cool. But if nobody has any questions, that's all I have to show all of you. So I'll stick around for a few more minutes, but that's the end of that. Thank you. And that was very quick and very short, but it was very simple. You're welcome. Yes, there is a check-in for your live stream. Let me sign up check-in. That is the check-in page. Please check see it out. If not, let me pull it up one more time. Why is that the most popular version control system? It just works well with most types of machines. So when it comes to MacBooks versus Windows versus Linux, it works well with everything versus I don't really know anything else to use other than Git. I would love to learn about more if there are more. Give me one second and I will send you the link in the chat. Yes, Git is typically the most popular because it can be used with most platforms and is compatible with most systems. Any other questions? If not, I will go ahead and end the stream. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much.